G'day everyone, just thought I'd do a video about something that's been in my mind lately in regards to analog versus digital slot cars. I've just seen it a couple of times in the comments on a couple of videos I've been watching lately, and it's been one of those things that's probably been talked about a lot over the years, but just thought I'd add my 2 cents to it. I was strictly analog for the first probably 15 or 16 years of my slot car racing, and I still race analog now, but in the last 4 years I met a bloke, my mate Cole, who introduced me to digital, and I remember seeing digital talked about in the Ocelot forum back in the very early days when Scorpius was brought up, and I thought, who would have bothered with this sort of stuff, you know? It's as good as it is, don't, you know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And so I never even looked at it, and then when I got up to where I'm living now, Cole, who I met through a Facebook group, said they race Scorpius digital, and I went, this is going to be interesting. So I went out to look, and yeah, it was interesting. Didn't have any of my own cars, so that was a bit difficult at first, using someone else's car and having to, you know, drive what they've set up and not being what you like, etc. And so it progressed from there to starting to really enjoy it, which was great because we could have more than on a 3-lane track, 4 cars, 5 cars, 6 cars, however many cars you want. You're not limited by numbers, just by people that turn up. And so I invested in a couple of Dakotas and controllers for myself. Eventually got those, and then came across a deal too good to refuse of a lot of half-price stuff from a shop in Melbourne, and got that stuff. And then I built my track, which I can run both analog and digital on my track. I'll show you now. So this car is an Analogue NSR Formula 1 car. This is my Professor motor controller, and the track is currently set up for analog racing. So the easiest way to go digital from here is simply unplug this controller from here. So once these plugs are plugged in, there's one there, and one down here in this lane. The track is fully powered all the time, so any analog car will just go flat out until it crashes like this. So these 3 cars have got digital decoders in them, and to run them I need these controllers. So turn the controller on, me, life. One of the fun things I like about digital is obviously you can change lanes, which is that there, and also I've got a pit entry one over here, which is there, which comes to the pit. So you pit for fuel. You have to pit for fuel, you can't just stop on the track. Obviously having more than 3 cars on the track at once, and you can run ghost cars, which I recently discovered and figured out. So if we start a race, I'll set the camera here just for
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Now for example, what you can do here is flashing the pink car, change lanes, and pit for fuel. Yeah, so it all comes down to personal preference. Most people race analog, not many that race digital in Australia anyway. That's probably more widely accepted and used in Europe and possibly America and that sort of thing. But yeah, I guess the old saying is don't knock it till you try it. I like digital, I like analog, I like slot cars. That's the main thing, slot cars, and that's what we're here for, isn't it? We're not here to argue amongst each other and say what's best or you know better than I do. Everyone's got an opinion. Obviously some people can do it better than others, and other people learn over time, and the more you do it the better you get, just like anything. So obviously more than one digital manufacturer. I use Scorpius, there's Carrera, there is Scalextric, Slotcars, there was Ninco, SCX. I'm not sure of any other manufacturers, but I'm sure there's probably others I haven't mentioned. But it all comes down to personal preference. I didn't pick Scorpius over any other for any particular reason. I picked it because that's what the guys here use. These controllers, in my opinion, are up there. The controllers have 10 presets, 10 saved settings in the controller. You can preset to any power curve you like, so you can have instant power, slow power, so gradual. I'll put a little video on the corner of the program that shows you how to do it, and that's really good. So you can have different settings for different cars and different tracks, and I love them. It all comes down to personal preference, what you like, what you don't like. I don't read anything on forums about any other brands because that's not what I use, and I haven't got time to do that anyway. I'm sure I've been told that every manufacturer has issues with the system. No system is perfect, and until the time that one system becomes perfect, just the way it is. We work with what we've got, and I found that Scorpius is easy to use for me. Once I had everything that was set up properly, I had the correct firmware on the decoder, I had the correct firmware on the lane brain, everything was set up properly, and my system worked. But it was a period there where I was getting really frustrated because I didn't know what it was doing. And then I got assistance from Rick, he helped me out a lot, and it works perfectly now. So does Colstrax too. So I don't think there's anything else I really need to add to that. I think I've said all I wanted to say, but I'm sure there's something later on I'll think of that I wish I had said now, but so be it. Yeah, so if you're thinking of having a look at digital, do it, because you've got nothing to lose really. It's just an analog car with a chip in it that makes it do things that analog cars don't do. But there's nothing wrong with analog racing either. I love analog racing, I love digital racing, and I can do both here, so I've got the best of both worlds. So if you're going to do it, and you're primarily an analog racer, build a track that does both. If you're getting into slot cars and you want to go straight to digital, just do digital. Or like my mate Cole's done, he's got a digital track and a hybrid track. So his Bathurst track is digital only, and Suzuka is analog digital, so he can run either on those. So that's just my 2 cents. I thought I'd just chime in with this because it's been on my mind lately, and thanks for watching. Cheers.